I've made a rule to myself that I'm not allowed to buy any more books. We started this last week where I read 3 books to start getting books off of my TBR so that I can read 50 books so I can buy more books. And this week we're just gonna carry on going, and we're gonna basically just see how long it takes us to read a couple of books. So come along for the ride, we'll see what we can do, and let's dish about books. I also don't like long hair. Coming home after being away from home for a very long time. These 2 shelves are my TBR. We're going to start with the reappearance of Rachel Price. This is a thriller, murder mystery YA, by the queen of thrillers. Okay. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mum's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished and young Belle was the only witness. Rachel is gone, presumed dead. The case is dragged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for the filming to end, for life to go back to normal, but then Rachel Price reappears and life will never be normal again. The next book I want to read isn't on my TBR, but I was looking at it the other day when I was organising my wardrobe, my bookshelf, and I really want to read it. One sec, wait here. If everything crashes down, just... 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown. London, 1942. Despite the raging war, spirited 18-year-old Nellie Morris lives a quiet life in the tight-knit East End community of Bethnal Green. Her family and friends all tease that she will marry air raid warden Billy. The boy next door has always been sweet on her. The arrival of Ray, a handsome American airman stationed nearby, causes Nellie to question everything she thought she knew about her future. Nellie's newfound happiness is short-lived when a tragic incident occurs during an air raid. Even the closest family can't escape the devastation of war, and as the secrets and truth about that fateful night become clear, they threaten to tear Nellie and those closest to her apart. There's a bit of mystery in this, I'm thinking. This is more like historical fiction. I don't know if it's YA. I'm assuming it is because it's about a teenage main character. The cover is beautiful. The final book, so I'm thinking we go, those are 2 mystery books. Do you know what I really want? Do you know what I really want? Why did I do this to myself? Oopsie. I love Sarah Adams. I've read 2 of her books. I've read Practice Makes Perfect and The Cheat Sheet. So today what we're going to be reading is When in Rome. This is the first one, so they're all interconnected standalones about a family. I think there's 4. These are our 3 books for today, this week. I'm going to read this one first. I love her books. Her books are such like cozy, like cutesy vibes. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it's now like 10 to 11. I got really distracted. I started watching football and then I watched X-Files. And I have read 2 chapters of When in Rome. I'm already like, this is what has been missing, because if you haven't watched the first episode of this, you don't have to. I basically read 3 fantasy books in a row and I just was not... They weren't what I was looking for, and this is just... I love her writing style. It's like, it's just so comforting. I said before I've read 2 of her books, and I really want to read everything she's ever written because I just love the way she writes. It's so funny. It's not like, I don't know, it's so straight to the point, but it's flowery at the same time. It's just everything. I don't know. So Amelia's car breaks down in front of Noah's house and she thinks that he is some sort of murderer and he's going to kill her. And then she talks to someone on the phone, because this is very much a small town. Everyone knows each other. I know that from Practice Makes Perfect. Everyone knows each other. And yeah, I love those vibes. I feel like it's the cutest thing ever. But yeah, so I'm really liking it so far. Obviously I'm literally 20 pages in, so it's like I don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm gonna go take makeup off and we're gonna read until probably 12. And I will update you guys tomorrow. Okay, so I just wanted to give a quick update on When in Rome. It's the next day. I'm now on 133. I'm at the beginning of chapter 16, so I'm almost halfway. There's about 306 pages in this, I think. So halfway would be 153. So I've got like 20 pages, then I'm halfway. I'm thinking I finish this tonight and then maybe even start the next one, the next book. It's just so like lovely. It's like coming home after being away from home for a very long time. And I love that it's double duo POV. I think all of her books are. I don't know if the cheat sheet was, but Practice Makes Perfect definitely was. And I love the characters. I've been underlining quotes. Let me find one. I love the like banter between the two characters. Is this your version of as quiet as a mouse? Is that the longest sentence you've ever strung together? She commandeers my guest room, eats my food, calls me a caveman and insults my intelligence. I just like, they do that every few pages and it's just like, I can actually see you two together. In books like this, it can sometimes feel like the attraction is only physical, but in this one it does feel like they are actually like, the attraction kind of starts a bit more physical and then they're like falling in love basically, and they're like learning more about each other and letting more about their lives come into the equation. And I think that's just so, it's being done so well and I love it. The other thing that I really love about her books is they kind of help prove why romance is such an incredible genre, because I feel like when people think of romance they think, oh, it's just characters falling in love, you can have that in any book. But I think the thing about romance books that makes them so necessary is because this is where you explore like the kind of darker parts of human life, because you know that there is always going to be a happy ending. In Better Than the Movies, which is like a really well-known YA romance book, it tackles a lot about grief. It can like affect you so deeply that you kind of manifest all of your entire being into the person that's passed away and who you think they wanted you to be, because that's like the only memory of you that's like what they took with them. And you don't like let yourself change because you just want to stay the person that they knew. So for Liz, that's like she tries to put herself as the main character in a romance film, follow this set of rules that she makes for herself of what she thinks her mother wanted for her. But then she finds out that's not true, that there is no like picture perfect life to live, and she realizes that the love that she chooses is what her mother would want because it was her decision and it's like her life. We're gonna go do a little bit of writing practice. I don't know what the time is because my phone is that I need to get a camera at some point, but not at the minute. We're gonna try and finish When in Rome tonight and hopefully start the second book. But this is already going so much better than last week's video, so I have high hopes, and this is kind of actually showing I don't just complain about everything. We're gonna just read the rest of this tonight, and yeah, I'll film a couple clips reading it. I'm gonna get changed into PJs. Also, there's like 3 jumpers that I just wear on rotation. This is one of them. This is from when I went to see Tate McRae. It was incredible. If you guys want to see the concert videos, just let me know. It was raining earlier and it was such a cute atmosphere, so we kind of hope it starts raining again. When in Rome, let's do this. I had a pen. Can't have gone far. I found a pen, but it wasn't the pen I was originally using, so I think I'm just gonna wake up in the middle of the night and there's just gonna be like a pen. I don't even know if I closed it, so I probably won't even wake up. I've gone to sleep with crochet hooks in my bed and not noticed, so I'm probably just gonna wake up with like a line of ink, but oh well, I've got a pen and that's all that really matters. Okay, so it's the next morning. As you saw, I finished When in Rome last night and I gave it 4.5 stars. The reason it's not 5 is loved the town, I loved the atmosphere of the book, I loved like the jobs of the characters, I loved the characters. I was expecting a slow burn because on the front it says, this modern take on the Hepburn classic Roman Holiday is a quick, fun, slow burn rom-com. Just because the two characters didn't get together for a very long time doesn't mean it was a slow burn, because they were already in love within about 5 seconds. I think the issue with this one for me was, and honestly with all of her books, like I love her books, but just because there's no, it's like closed door doesn't mean that you can just basically have the characters together because of like sexual attraction. In books like this, it can sometimes feel like the attraction is only physical. And that's kind of what I saw most of it as, because most of the time, like, yes, they were having these deep conversations, but at the end of the day, it all led back to if we were somewhere else, if we were different people, we could do it right now on this beach. That does actually happen. I feel like there was an emotional connection building, but then it's kind of just shut down. But I think it is also very difficult to do a thing where, oh, these two characters absolutely hate each other, but there is an attraction without it being sexual to begin with. So I do understand it. 4.5 stars. I'm going to start reading The Reappearance of Rachel Price in a bit. I think I'm going out later, or in like an hour and a half. So I think I'm just going to do some editing, write, then go, and then I can read some of that later, because I feel like that's the kind of book you read in the darkness. The reason I don't read mystery and horror books very much, I used to be obsessed with them. They scare me too much, so we shall see what happens. And okay, so it's been about 2 days. I finished it, and I literally don't think I got any footage of reading it, but I finished it. I gave it 4.5 stars. I really liked it. I'm not going to say much, but the one thing that I will say is I can never give my copy of this to anyone, because I was like making notes. It looks so stupid because I got it completely wrong, and I was seeing how many pages were in the book, and I accidentally read the last line and I misinterpreted that. I literally just got everything wrong. My notes sound a bit like this. Oh my god, what? Crazy, cuckoo, why, who, what? I did think that since we finished, this is the last Holly Jackson book I had to read. So we're gonna do a rating. I said that like I didn't have this planned. My least favourite, to be fair, I don't really have any least favourite. I'm also not going to go off of the ratings I gave them when I read them. I'm going to go off of pure vibes and what I remember. What I'm going to put the lowest, I think, is Killjoy. I really liked it, but I feel like you can't really compare it to any of the other books just because of how short it is. Then I'm going to say, it almost fell. I'm going to say Not Quite Dead Yet. I just didn't connect with the main character as much as I thought I was going to. Next, I would probably say Good Girl's Guide to Murder, because I love it. Obviously I love it. It's like the first book of hers that I read. This was one of the books that got me into reading, but I feel like I just prefer some of the other books later down the line. The Reappearance of Rachel Price. I don't know how to explain it. When authors like write characters who wear like patterned clothes, but the patterns are like an ostrich just pattern, it just makes me really like, I just can't side with you. I also don't like long hair. Maybe that is a person, like normally in these things I say like, oh, that's a personal thing. I just don't like long hair. That's not my type. There you go, there's a little fact for you. I think third would probably be Good Girl Bad Blood. This book was heartbreaking. This was one of the first books where I sobbed, but I literally didn't remember the story until I just picked it up. So top two, who's it gonna be? Who do we think is gonna be second and who's gonna be first? Second, Five Survive. I adore Five Survive. My cousin hasn't read this, so I'm annotating it for her. Well, I'm annotating it for myself and then giving it to her, then she's annotating it and giving it back to me. A nail-biting thrill ride. But I love the FMC. I love the set, I find it really interesting when authors write thriller books when there's only one setting. If you guys have any recs that are one setting thriller books that aren't like really, really bloody, call me. I love the way she writes, but she gives her main characters such like crucial background where it's not like, oh, this is like mentioned a couple times. It's like underneath everything they do, there's just this like one thing that happened to them when they were a kid, and it's just like it's like taken over them, and then they like kind of grow past it and they like learn. I just love the way she writes. It's so cool. Top place, As Good as Dead. I think this is genuinely like a masterpiece, I'm not gonna lie. We finished The Reappearance of Rachel Price and it was amazing. It was so good. To be fair, we're doing so good this video so far. We've had 2 books that have been over 4 stars. I can see when I'm running my shelf. If you couldn't tell, it's it's been a couple hours, but it's like 10 o'clock I think, so I'm gonna start this. Beginning of chapter 2. I don't know if I can say this because it's so early, but I'm noticing a lot of telling rather than showing. Obviously it's literally been 19 pages, so that might change. I was right. Okay, so as you saw, I just finished 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown. I think 3.75 stars. I really like the story. I used to not be a fan of like slower paced, but the thing is I really liked the pacing of the book. I like the events that happened, but there's no real like big action thing, if you know what I mean. I used to hate books that were like that. This is very much about the main character Nellie and her like journey and like coming to terms with things, and how like from darker moments in history, because it's based on the events of the Second World War, and it's like a character back home like in England having to live through like the airstrikes, the death, all of that sort of thing. The mystery that I thought was going to be that, I didn't really know what the mystery was. It just said there was something. It wasn't really a mystery. One of the things I didn't really like until I got like further in was the writing style. I think it was good. I just prefer writing when it's like flowery. It's like metaphors, similes, personification, all of that sort of stuff. And this was very like straight to the point, short sentences, which is fine. It's just there were a couple moments where there was like more flowery stuff, but the majority of it was straight to the point. This. Millie Bobby Brown, please write more books because I will read all of them. With that book done, that means our 3 books for this video are done. We have read When I'm Rome by Sarah Adams, both, I can see both of them, The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, and 19 Steps by Millie Bobby Brown. And honestly, I had a really good time, and I hope you did too watching this. So I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.